Hello, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and you know Dan from Tabletop Gaming Guild, except for this time, Dan's going to be wearing a different hat. He is going to be talking about New Dimension Comics, which is where we're at right now. So one of the things I want to talk about real quick is some of the events that New Dimension Comics runs for the community.
Alright, so right now in the store we're running a couple different weekly events. We've got 2 different D&D groups going, and we've got Magic Gathering twice a week. Yeah,
and then you have the Friday Night Magic, which is going to be your traditional 1v1 style Magic, and then you have your Commander, which is really cool, every Saturday.
That's our like casual play group, I guess you could call it. 'Cause, you know, it's multiplayer. We don't do anything stupid broken with it.
So Dungeons & Dragons is pretty popular, and I see that it's run in the store pretty frequently. You have it on Wednesdays and I believe Saturdays. And for those, can anyone come in and play? Do you need more GMs, or how does that work for those D&D
So
sessions?
generally speaking, our D&D sessions are fairly open. We're always willing to entertain spectators, of course. In terms of whether or not additional players can join, we leave that primarily up to the GM's discretion as to how many players they feel like they can support.
Yeah, and it looks like you have a really good turnout with having that often, so that's amazing and great. It also looks like you have some Yu-Gi-Oh days, so Yu-Gi-Oh is still going strong?
Yeah. No, Yu-Gi-Oh meets currently every other weekish.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also, you have a lot of comics in the store, so comic sales are still doing really well.
So we are New Dimension Comics. It's sort of in the name. And in terms of comics versus gaming, the store, this particular store, as well as the other 4 or 5 stores in the chain, are mostly 50-50 between comics and gaming.
Yeah, and one of the things, so for the gaming end, one of the things I really liked to used to go to a lot was the pre-releases. Do you still do the Magic the Gathering pre-releases?
Yes, we are officially a Wizard store, so we get sanctioned pre-releases. So we get the product like a week early. People pre-order it and can pick it up that weekend 98% of the time. And we run the events. They're prized events where you can walk away with additional packs in the new set that weekend, which is actually pretty cool. And like in terms of format, it's always sealed deck, which is always one of my favorites.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I also liked it because they had a pretty good turnout, and it's also a lot of fun to win those extra prize packs and get those extra booster packs in there. Even if you don't, the amount of money that you pay for the pre-release is pretty much what you get. So anything else is bonus. It's just really good. But I had a lot of fun with those. When do you typically run those now? Is it like Saturdays or Fridays?
We run our official pre-releases obviously only when new sets launch, which that schedule is determined by WotC. But like we run ours as a Friday night, so we run one instead of our normal Friday Night Magic. And then we also run a second one on the immediately following Saturday.
Yeah.
Just to give people an opportunity to attend one or the other or both as to their preference.
And then do you still do some Magic tournaments every once in a while outside the pre-releases, or are you currently still just doing the pre-releases for now?
Well, we, in addition to the pre-releases, we have the Friday Night Magic program.
Yeah.
Right, which is, every week we have a small but pretty consistent group that meets in the store. We play Magic. It's usually just, 3 or 4 rounds, and it's store credit prizes, so.
And Magic the Gathering, a long time ago, had their registration cards. And then do people that go to the Friday Night Magic, do they get credit for those times on there? It used to do that. I don't know if they do that anymore.
So currently, Wizards has like a unified account system where if you have a Magic the Gathering Arena account, that email is going to be the same email that you use for your in-store play account.
Okay.
Right?
Well, still cool, and still nice that you have those running. And you have a nice little board game library downstairs, too. So I suppose, if people show up for some of the open days that don't have events, they could probably run the games on there.
Yeah, I mean, the library's there to be a resource to the public. If someone was interested in checking out a game and we had the space and time, they're welcome to it.
Yeah, and you guys have tons of really cool events. Just a little while ago, you had the Customer Appreciation Day, which was a lot of fun, and you have other events throughout the year. You also support the SibCon and CosCon. You guys have a booth there every year.
Yep.
So that's really cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff to check out at New Dimension Comics. You have 6 locations, is that right?
Yes.
And we'll put links down in the comments down below so you can go to any of those links if any of them are close to you. Actually, at this time, too, you have an online ordering system, too, for a couple things, right? So they can go to the website.
Yeah. We have a functional, website where you can browse the store online. A large chunk of the store is online for people to peruse. A couple things don't work that way just because, we have too many dollar books to inventory.
Yeah. That's still really cool. So if you're in and around the area, I highly recommend coming down, checking out your New Dimension Comics there, maybe join some of the cool game nights they have going or other events that they have. They're definitely a great place. They're really open to a lot of things. Before COVID, we had board game nights here every once in a while.
Yeah, and that's actually something that we're looking forward to offering again. We have some leads. That's all I'm willing to say right now.
Yeah, so it's going to grow as the community starts coming back and enjoying the company of each other and these awesome games. Okay, so one last question I had for Dan is basically, what is the state of gaming in the New Dimension comic stores right now?
So I do a large portion of the gaming ordering for this particular location, so I think I can feel that a little bit. So for the gaming half of the store, a large chunk of it is collectible card games, which is, of course, for us, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. Those are, of course, the big 3 across the entire nation, so it's no surprise that they're big here, too. We do have a section for role-playing games, and we do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons product lines, and we go through a lot of dice.
And you guys have a pretty healthy board game collection in here too, and seem to get some of the newer titles in there. They probably don't move as fast as some of your other stuff, but does that do pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, we have board games in the store, and they do move at a decent enough pace. I would say that the most popular board games for us are actually micro to mini size. Like if the game's retail price like $30 or less, right? Yeah. $15 to $30. That's the range. That's like the perfect range.
So like your was it Hero Realms, Star Realms, Tiny Epic Games, your what is it, Cartographers. You have a Fox in the Forest, other types of game like that. Code names.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So yeah, really, really cool. Dan is one of our founders of Tabletop Gaming Guild, so I'm really glad to be able to interview him about New Dimension Comics, and I really appreciate you taking the time to go over New Dimension Comics.
All right, thanks.
Well, that's it for today. You guys all have a good night.